My name's Emma Hymas, and I teach at Olympus High School in Holiday, Utah. This is my second year teaching, and so far my student teaching experience has been pretty good. There's a lot of ups and downs, but for the most part, I'm loving what I'm doing. A little bit about my classroom is I have 10 students whose academic abilities range from that of a 3-year-old through about the fourth grade level for both reading and math, which then kind of makes it the challenging part for me is to come up with not activities but like accommodations and other ways to modify whatever I'm teaching to help reach all the different academic levels, if that makes sense. So one way to help myself from, or one way to help group the students, I have about 5 to 6 students who are in that low group, and about 3 or 4 who are in the high group, depending on the math or reading part of the day. And that's just kind of my students in a nutshell. My students are grades 10 through 12 and ages 15 through 18. And I have 5 seniors this year, and so half my class is going to graduate, which is going to be kind of strange to have half a class next year. I have, let's see, 2 full-time paraeducators, and 2 part-time. So there's plenty of help in our classroom. I have one behavior support technician, or a BST, in my classroom. He helps with one student who is my biggest challenge this year. My student has a behavior plan. He's had one since elementary, and this behavior plan has been the same for 2 years, which, in my opinion, I feel like it's outdated. No, I strongly agree it's outdated, and his behavior in the class has been up and down, escalations, like it's all over the place. And I guess one thing that is difficult for me to deal with is the support from, I guess, district. I feel like it's me against them, and I have support on my end as far as administration goes, but I feel like I'm like at a wall. I don't know how to work with district. So that's my challenge so far, is trying to work with the whole team, the whole behavior team, which includes people from district on their side. And I guess to turn things around, I feel like some things on the positive side that I'm doing well are praising. It's something that our school district encourages, is like for every negative you give like 5 or X number of praises. And I think that helps my students a lot to be to receive positive reinforcement, because it helps motivate them and drives them to want to work harder and to earn what they've been working towards, when they like to feel just like anyone else would, appreciated in how um, well they've been working for that praise. And it's hard to motivate, or not motivate, it's hard to praise all my students equally, because I feel like I'm praising my trouble student the most because he needs it the most, because the more praise he receives, I feel like the less problems we have. And my other 9 students really don't have any problem behaviors, but they still deserve the recognition for them, I guess, being on task and doing the right thing. Um, I feel like another thing I'm doing well is staying organized. I keep I do data a lot in our classroom, mostly for like academics and my problem student. And on top of that, I keep a like almost like a diary of everything that happens in the classroom. I feel like that's um, a necessity for not just this year, but for any teacher just to have a journal to document whatever happened or any problems you had, how you felt that day. I think it's important to write things down. And sometimes it's a way to just vent or get things off your chest and write it down. And that kind of helps me a little bit to put my thoughts on paper. And so far, um, this is our 8th week into school. We're ending our 8th week, and there's a lot more to go, but I'm up for the challenge. And yes, this is it. Thank you.